Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to use the SUMIF function. The SUMIF function is one of the most important functions, especially if if you work in business, if you're an accountant, if you're in finance, if you're a financial analyst. This formula is a must. So let's get down to business. In this example, say we have a company that makes three different types of products: product A, product B, and product C. We have different transactions listed in this example, and sales can be or can come from different regions: the Western region, East, Eastern, or Midwest, or the Northern. This column D, includes the quantity, the number of items sold. So the SUMIF function allows you to sum the values in a range of sales that meet specific criteria. The range of sales can be the region, column C, or can be the product name in column B. Let's get started. So we always start with equal sign, type SUMIF. When it comes to the argument, the SUMIF function has three different arguments: the range, the criteria, and the sum range. So the range, which can be column B, the product name, or the region, Eastern, Northern, Midwest, or the Western region. And the sum range, in this case, we're trying to calculate the number of items sold, or the quantity. It's basically this column. This is the sum range. So the range is basically the range of sales that you want to evaluate using a specific criteria. The range of sales you're trying to evaluate using a specific criteria. The criteria in this example can be the product name or the region. And the sum range is the actual numbers or the actual values you're trying to add. And when it comes to the criteria can be applied to a text or a number or even a date. So in this example, I will be trying to add up the quantity sold or the number of items sold for product A. So the range will be column B. It's B3 through B17. The criteria is A, double quotes, and the sum range is the column that includes the values. And that will give me 348 for product A. Let's do a quick check. That's 348. If you wanna do it for column for product B, you just change the criteria. It's gonna give you 178. That's 178 to double check our work. Another example, let's calculate the number of items sold in the Eastern region. Equal sum if the range in this example will be column C, the region, instead of column B. So that's C3 through C17. We'll do the double quotes, Midwest. So the Midwest. And then the sum range will be column D, close parentheses, hit enter. That's 470. Let's do a quick check. Let's check our work. That's 470. So the criteria can be a text or number, but at the same time, it can be the cell reference that include that text or number. And this can be very helpful, especially if you're creating a financial report or a dashboard, if you're trying to automate the way, you get the stuff, you get the work done. This formula can be extremely helpful. So let's say we have 3 products, A, B, and C, in one tab, and you're trying to calculate the total for each product, the total number of items sold for each product. So in this case, the criteria can be the cell reference, cell I4, I5, or 6. So let me give you a quick example. How are we gonna do that? Well, sum if, then parentheses, the range will be column B. So the range will be column B. The criteria will be the cell reference, which is cell I4. Simply because cell I4 include the text A. And then the sum range is this column. But if you decide to use this formula using a cell reference, and when you try to copy the formula to the other cell, you need to make sure that the range of cells is locked. I use F4. And we don't lock the criteria, because when we copy the formula, we want the formula to update. So let's check our work. It's gonna be the total 1266. So basically you can do the same thing, calculating the number of units sold by region using a cell reference. If you have all 4 different regions listed in this column, you can just use the sum if function to automatically calculate total number of items sold for the eastern region, and then for the northern, Midwest, and then the western region, easily using a sum function. And then you can just copy the formula and it will update for each specific region. Let me show you how to do that. Well, sum if, the range will be column C, comma, the criteria will be the cell reference, basically the cell that include the values you're trying to use as the criteria. The sum range would be column D, close parentheses. You need to lock the range and the sum range, but we should not lock the cell that include the criteria because we want the cell reference to update when we copy the formula. Hit enter and then copy the formula. That's going to give you the number of units sold for each region. Let's do the quick math to make sure total number of units sold tie out to what we already calculated. That's about it for this video. I hope you find it useful. Thank you so much for your watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.